So what I'm telling them, man, I'm getting ready for that MMA, baby.
Convinced that they can do whatever they want, often have no qualms about mocking weaker folks. And usually, no one dares to answer these monsters.
Oh my God!
What are you gonna do, huh?
But sometimes, these clumps of arrogance get a brutal dose of karma. Sit back and enjoy watching these pumped-up bullies get exactly what they deserve. This is Karma Land. Here we go. This pumped-up beast thought he could take on an arm wrestling legend. The great Devin Lorat tried hard not to fall for the dumb jock's provocations. But the bodybuilder wouldn't stop shamelessly humiliating the veteran in front of the fans. The strongman was so sure his muscles would crush Lorat that before the event even started, he attempted to scare him off. Yet once the bout began, the so-called musclehead turned out to be nothing more than a screeching little girl. Shifting a pro's arm was harder than moving a mountain. Devin Lorat toyed with him like a child, before effortlessly reducing the arrogant bodybuilder to a humbled state for good. Check out this cocky musclehead.
Oh my God!
It all started the day before when this dumb jock stormed into a jiu-jitsu gym and attacked the first person he saw. He didn't know that his target was a coach who promptly mauled him like a ragdoll, delivering a couple of fatherly slaps in the process. The coach proved that bulging muscles are nothing compared to years of finely honed technique.
Who's the master? You are. Yeah, say it. Say it loud.
After that, the loser was kicked out in disgrace. But the scumbag returned the next day, pretending he wanted to apologize. That handshake turned out to be a Trojan horse, masking a true rat act.
Oh my God!
Then the coach put that overconfident fool through a hellish torture session to re-educate him. Not satisfied with that, the jerk decided to pick an even weaker opponent. But a fragile girl then put that hulking musclehead down like a wild child, punishing the cat even faster than her coach. When the giant came to, he lunged at the person who had helped him, hoping to take down at least someone, only to be humiliated and punished once again, finally realizing his own insignificance. And then there's this steroid-fueled beast who believed his bulging muscles and tattooed, mutilated body made him invincible. Zdravko Tarnagiev is pure arrogance in human form. This insolent bodybuilder strutted into the fight with unbridled confidence and high-handedness, in stark contrast to his very reserved professional opponent. On top of that, he, like a sneaky rat, grabbed his opponent by the throat, publicly humiliating the modest fighter. He entered the bout as if it were an easy walk. That cocky grin never left the face of this tattoo master's draft, even in the cage. However, once the fight started, his opponent found it easier to beat him than to hit a punching bag, and karma made sure that the arrogant prick paid a brutal price. Next up, we have a Russian strongman, one of the leading powerhouses in Russia. Mikhail Koklyaev, after shattering countless strength records, decided he could conquer the MMA world.
Высокий профессионализм демонстрирует нам Кокляев.
To prove it, he challenged the fighting legend Alexander Emelianenko, the younger brother of Fedor. Before the fight, the cocky bodybuilder even dared to provoke the pro fighter. But when the bout began, his confidence quickly vanished. The bell rang, and for a while, thanks to his sheer size, the strongman managed to hold his own. But as soon as the pro started fighting with full force, that pile of muscles quickly turned into a pile of crap.
Кокляев совершенно забыл те уроки, которые все. Тяжелое положение
Next, this overconfident guy strutted into the boxing gym and challenged the very best, thinking he'd crush his opponent with ease. But once the musclehead stepped into the ring, a seasoned professional boxer turned his challenge into a brutal torture session. All those muscles he'd built over his life proved utterly useless, as he was completely demolished. Then, a gigantic bodybuilder decided to test his strength against UFC legend Dustin Poirier.
Ready to go, let's get it done.
At first, the strongman flaunted his size, mocking the much smaller Poirier. They even dabbled in what was supposed to be a friendly spar, but for the bodybuilder, Dustin was like a fly to an elephant. This bout was scarier for Poirier than even a fight with Khabib, because it's no easy feat to hold down a gorilla. However, the bodybuilder's stamina soon ran out, and Dustin quickly took advantage of it. He executed an armbar on the massive bodybuilder, proving that you can't underestimate a UFC champion. Finally, this Russian bodybuilder decided to assert himself by choosing a guy who weighed much less as his opponent. However, the pro was determined to show that technique beats brute strength. At the start, the overconfident jock dominated with his sheer size, making his opponent look like a helpless child rather than a fighter. But as soon as the professional unleashed his full power, the musclehead got hit with a brutal barrage, turning that massive build into a heap of garbage, and soon sending him to work on his most important muscle, his brain. There's nothing worse than arrogant muscleheads, but seeing them get punished is incredibly satisfying. Smash that like button if you'd love to see this live, or personally put a cocky bully in his place. This was Karma Land. Thanks for